everybody. Welcome to a brand new Nerds United YouTube edition. It's a Friday night. My name is Greg Mahashko. This handsome fellow over here, he's the co-host of the year, Mike Luther. Hello, Mike.
Hello, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. It's got to be off-putting for the viewers, as I say. He's over here, but I'm looking over here.
You know, okay, so one thing I've noticed, and it's not a bad thing about you, it's actually a good thing, and I think we've talked about how you do it. Whenever you're talking to me, you will look at the camera lens, so it looks like you're looking at the screen. So if anybody is watching, it seems like you're looking at it. I can't do that. It seems too unnatural. Because right now I'm looking at you. I know that the screen makes it look like I'm looking around. I'm looking straight at you. If I do this, it's like I'm not talking to you. It's like I'm talking to my laptop. It looks better for you, and for everybody. Like it looks better. It looks more professional because I watch the YouTube videos to make it get views. But I just can't do it. I can look at myself sometimes and be like, oh, no, and then look over at Greg.
I don't know. It took me a little while when we started doing these via Zoom, social distancing.
Yeah.
It took me a little while because I used to, focus down here, look and talk. Like, you're right, it is more natural. I don't know. I guess kind of trained myself to look at the camera, and because I feel like if it looks like I'm talking or if it looks like I'm looking at you, then I don't know. I feel like that's more authentic for the viewers at home. So.
I can sort of agree. I will say if other people want me to do the same thing, comment below and say, hey, Mike, do what Greg's doing. And then I will practice doing this. Blah, blah, blah. Do. I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah. So before we started rolling video, you said that you were in town today.
Yes. I made my first trip to Belleville since I moved up here, I guess. Not that long ago.
You made a trip to my house, though, right after you moved.
Right, yeah, immediately at first, yes. So this would be my second trip. But I had to run to my office to get like, why are you so close to the camera? That's I think you should do that. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. When it's in a speaker view, they can't see me, so that was just for you. So here's what I was doing.
That's even better. People are wondering what I'm talking about. Gosh, it's so hard to look away. Anyway, so I ran into my office and had to pick up some stuff. And my office is as small as I remember. I haven't been in my office since March. It's still my office, though, obviously. But yeah, I've been working from home since March. But yeah, I had to pick some stuff up. Ran by one friend's house because my son was with me, but he wasn't home. Well, he might have been home, but he wasn't outside, and I didn't feel like knocking on the door.
It was hot. You didn't want to get out of the vehicle.
True. And then ran to my old apartment, which I still have because I paid for it till the 31st. Grabbed a curtain rod from there because I needed it. It was my curtain rod. I'm not stealing.
Were you just getting a second bow staff to practice with Nolan at the house?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? So yeah, that was my my work day. I mean, I did other stuff, but that counted as work day because it's for work. I had to pick up materials for my presentation.
I think I just broke Zoom. There we go.
Oh.
Hey, if you're watching this and you're seeing a lot of like gallery view, speaker view, and everything, it's because on my end Zoom froze temporarily, so I kept hitting the button. So,
okay. Well, I mean, if you're watching this, awesome.
Yeah.
I on Facebook I belong to. Well, it starts off. It's from Weekly Planet. It's called Planet Broadcasting. Great Mates, and then that spun off into like Healthy Mates, and it spun off into there's something else, and then now there's YouTube Mates. So it's people that have YouTube videos, and I'm like, hey, it's a way to promote. So I'm like, yeah, I'm joining, and then you just introduce yourself. Oh, here's the video and stuff like that, and and then other people were putting theirs on, and I'm like, man, they're like, I don't. I'm like, I can see why your videos have so many views. Because one, I forgot the dude's name. One was like a magic guy. Another one, Papa Dadums, I think his name is. He made some really good trailers and stuff like that. But we're getting there. We're slowly, we got 18 subscribers now. Only 2 more until old Greggy Greg has to chug a bottle of wild turkey.
That was not part of the plan.
I think that was. I thought 20 chug a bottle. But speaking of our podcast, one comment, or not comment, but question somebody had on, not for our videos, but for like podcasts and YouTube and all that stuff. Do you know what an elevator pitch is?
Yes.
Have you ever heard that? Okay. What would be your elevator pitch for Nerds United?
Nerds United on YouTube or Nerds United the podcast?
Go on the podcast, because we're out there. They found this. They need to find the podcast.
My internet connection was unstable, I was told. So, are you still there?
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like perplexed right now.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how well you can see me, but your video is frozen. I can still hear you if you talk.
Oh, I can see you just fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Right now you're just easy grinning. And
even better. No, I'm moving around. I can see myself. Look, tell me when you can see me.
All right, you're moving around, Ninja Boy.
I'm almost 40.
All right, my elevator pitch for Nerds United, the podcast, or as I like to call it, the Nerds United podcast at jitterymonkey.com and on all of your favorite podcast apps. 2 nerds you've never heard of share their opinions on nerd news and notes, pop culture, and more, and sometimes spiral off in food and beverage conversation.
That's perfect. That's actually way better than what I put down, because I think I put 2 friends from high school talk about comic books, TV, and more. But yours is so much better. I need to invite you onto the YouTube mates. Although you don't go on Facebook that much, do you? You don't go on Facebook that much, do you?
I go on Facebook too much.
Oh, okay. I'll see if
you throw me the invite, I'll see if I can participate. How's that?
I'll put a good word in for you. I'm kind of it just started. I'm kind of a founding member, so
nice. Speaking of the Nerds United podcast, coming up on this week's show, if you haven't listened to it already, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, now in color. We're also going to be talking about one of Mike's new favorite movies that I had a chance to watch.
Yes, I think we're thinking about the same one.
And probably a couple. I found an article actually sometime last week that I meant to bring up on last week's show that I forgot about. So we're going to talk about Henry Cavill, some Witcher criticism and how he's taking it, probably all the way to the bank, but you never know. And then we're going to do part 2 of last week's discussion, where we took 90s songs and matched them to some of our favorite Avengers characters, most likely from the MCU. We're going to do the same on the DC side with the Justice League, and we're talking the core, the trinity of DC, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and for our Justice League, we have included The Flash, Green Lantern, and Aquaman. So I think that's it for this week's podcast, correct, Mike?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. And I'm sure we'll talk about random food and beverage.
Yes.
Before we go, you were in Belleville. I was also in Belleville today, making, as ridiculous as it sounds, at the age of 38, to the best of my knowledge and recollection, my first dry cleaning stop.
Okay. I mean, I totally understand.
I stopped in on the way to work, took a couple of pants to the dry cleaner, and she had to explain to me. I said I didn't know if I was supposed to bring these on hangers or not. I said, I'll be honest with you, I'm a first timer. She was very surprised. She said, well, this is one of the nicest ones I've ever worked in. She said, I'm a transplant from Ohio. This is a really nice one. She's very complimentary of her boss, which she didn't have to because he wasn't there. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And she asked if I needed them by Monday. I said, no. She said, okay, we'll have them ready on Monday. She said, because, you know, with the COVID and stuff, they're not really running as much on the weekends. They just don't have the as much to do. So she said, if you needed them done, we could get them done by Monday, but otherwise we'll have them done on Monday. I said, I appreciate that. That works for me.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if I've ever taken clothes to a dry cleaner. Maybe once, but
I want to say now that
I wash
I'm thinking
everything.
about it, I want to say maybe I took a sweater there. It's like one of those special design Christmas sweaters that says dry clean only.
Yeah.
But I only wear it like one time a year anyway, so I'm not even sure it's ever been washed. So that's my Belleville story, everybody. And that's our YouTube edition for Nerds United. So once again, a round of applause for the co-host of the year, Mike Luther. I am Greg Mahochko. We're going to go do the audio version of the podcast, the Nerds United podcast. Again, participate, join along, subscribe, jitterymonkey.com. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you get those notifications so you know when we bring you a new video. It's about every week or so. So we'll see you in the audio format. Be kind.
And rewind.